Whoa, hold on. New mic. That was cringy. Hi everyone. Welcome to another vlog. I'm addicted to making vlogs because it's easier than making video essays. Anyway, today is going to be one of those more exciting days because today I will be watching Hadestown. But yeah, I'm very excited for today. I'm currently studying acting, specifically in performing arts. So in a way, this could be a little bit of a research. I've heard of the show before because it's very popular on the internet, and I got a lot of videos about the show on my TikTok page and whatnot. Yeah, I'm going in pretty much blind. I know a couple of the songs and I have them saved in my Apple Music. Yes, I use Apple Music, please don't judge me. But yeah, I know a couple of the songs, but I don't know all of them. I know vaguely what the story is about, but I'm trying to go in blind so I can experience it, just with a fresh eye. And I'm very excited. I love going to the theater. Sometimes they're a bit expensive, but I do love musicals and I do love theater and I want to watch a bit more of them, especially since I'm studying. But yeah, I'm very excited. Right now it's morning and we're catching the 2 p.m. showing because we all like sleeping in early. So we decided to watch it in the afternoon. Before that, I will fix myself up some breakfast and then I will also do a couple of chores because it's Saturday, so I need to clean up the house, do a bit of laundry, and also do personal accounting. Yeah, it should be fun, hopefully. I don't know. And later at the end, after, the whole day, I will be giving my review of the show because I like to yap.
Moments later. The next day.
So it's been a day since I've watched the show. I've gathered my thoughts and rested a little bit as well because something happened. So these past few days, the weather has just been really bizarre in Melbourne. I'm not entirely sure why, but I feel it's been colder than usual. But you know what? It's very apt with the show. And maybe it's just that time of month where the weather gets really bizarre and really unpredictable. So a lot of people have just been getting sick, including my sister and my brother-in-law, who were supposed to join me and my other friend in watching the show yesterday, but they had to skip it because they were just feeling awful. Anyway, it was funny because my brother-in-law was the first one to say, "I'm sorry, I'm probably not gonna join." And then my sister in the morning of yesterday said, "Oh, I'm not sure I can join either." It was like the soldiers were falling down one by one, and then me and my friend were like, "Oh, we have to take care of ourselves better." But then, sort of towards the end of Act 1, my stomach just started hurting really badly. And I was like, ooh, if I waited until the intermission and everyone's like rushing to the bathroom and there's this huge line, will I be able to get a spot in time to, do what you do when nature calls? So I left before the start of Wait For Me, which was a little bit sad because I know that was the big number. But that was also a song that I already had on my playlist. So I was like, okay, it's fine for me to skip that one. And in the bathroom, they played the audio of what's going on in the theater. So at least I'm like vaguely aware of what happens. My thoughts on the show. I liked the show. I did have high expectations of it and it met my expectations, but I do not feel as strongly about the show as I did with Hamilton. And I know a lot of people compare these two shows a lot to each other, even though they bear no similarity. But I really, really like Hamilton, and I thought there's something really scrappy about it. There's always something really scrappy about Lin-Manuel Miranda's musicals. And I think the genre of the songs is probably more my style with Hamilton. But I still enjoyed Hadestown. I like how kind of like slow burn it is. And I also like how they have the musicians. Well, apart from the drummer, they had the musicians on stage. So it was really fun to see the characters kind of like interacting with them, and then to also see them like playing on stage. I thought that was really nice. The songs were good. I thought the set design was really great as well. I'm always in awe whenever it comes to like the theater, because you have to make believe a little bit. Like you have to use your imagination when it comes to the sets. And I think that sense of play is just a lot of fun. But I also find it funny because Hamilton, when it came to Melbourne, it was also playing at Her Majesty's Theatre, and I think they repurposed the same rotating stage for Hadestown, so good on them for recycling, I guess. It was also interesting because I've never had a cast member kind of like switch roles in the middle of the show. So after the intermission, they switched some of the roles because maybe one of the actors do not feel well. Honestly, I was really impressed that despite everyone getting sick around me, these cast members were still able to perform at the top of their games, and that was very impressive. And I was really thankful that they were able to do such amazing commitment and such amazing performances despite the weather. I thought it was also a good story as well. I was particularly struck especially with like how the story ended up like cycling back. I know some of the songs, but I've never listened to the album in full. I didn't know the story was meant to loop back all over again, and I thought that was really fun. And that looping concept also works on a metatextual level too, because it's a theater show and people will keep on telling the story over and over again, and maybe things would be different. We're humans, we're not like machines or anything like that, so there will be a bit of difference in the performances. Like no performance is the same. Something that I learned quite recently in class is that something special about theater is that it's very context based, in the sense that yes, you do have a script, yes, you do rehearse everything with the directors and your fellow actors, but the show will change depending on the audience. It will change depending on the location it is set. It will change depending on what time the show is being performed in. Like I watched the 2 p.m. show, whereas the show would be different if it were at like 7 p.m. So the idea that the story will keep on looping and there will be changes, but the story is set, there's a tragedy in that. But I think it also begs the question as well of like, we keep telling stories, right? We enjoy talking to people about our lives. We like reading stories. We like watching theater shows, or we like watching movies. And it's just within our nature to like sharing stories. Even Greek tragedies that were written thousands of years ago, like we're still performing it. And why? And those were the things that I kind of thought about after watching the show. Yeah, I thought the show was really good and I really enjoyed my time, and I just really want to watch more theater. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. So have you watched Hadestown, guys? What do you think about it? Do you have a favorite musical? Do you have a favorite play? Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider engaging with it and also subscribing to the channel. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!